Last year, Meghan Markle found herself at the centre of a media storm after Netflix announced it was cancelling Meghan Markle's first animated feature, Pearl. She was an executive producer on the series alongside David Furnish, but Netflix has made significant cuts. Netflix bosses have warned producers that if the project is still in the early stages of development, it needs to be moved elsewhere. Pearl was David Furnish's idea. Meghan got on board, and he'd left the project before Netflix cancelled it. Furnish is a talented and hard-working producer. The Rocketman biopic was largely his baby, and it was well received and a great final project. David must surely have been disappointed when Pearl didn't come off. Meghan's telephone sex worker voice was said to be a huge reason why Pearl was cancelled. She insisted on voicing the lead, and thought the sex kitten voice appropriate for a little girl having adventures through history. Not only did Mia Gain insert her ignorant ideas into every stage of storyboarding and character mapping, but she also insisted on voicing the main character. Test recordings had her doing a freaky breathy Marilyn Monroe type voice to portray an adventurous little girl. Everyone with sense and/or autonomy to divest themselves of any association or contractual obligation, then quickly fled, like fleas streaming from the corpse of a dead dog. Working on Pearl was a nightmare and damaged the relationship between the Sussexes and Elton John and David Furnish. It's said that David and Elton are not Team Harkle anymore. Markle said Pearl would weave together fantasy and history, while focusing on the adventures of a 12-year-old girl, as she attempts to overcome life's daily challenges. While few details have been released about the series, many believe the show was based, at least in part, on Markle's own childhood. Meghan Markle is concerned that she's not the hot commodity that she once was. There's a new report that suggests the Duchess of Sussex has apparently underestimated just how far down she's gone in Hollywood, now that she's not getting the offers she thought she'd be getting. Ever since she and Harry moved back to California, Meghan was hoping that the movie roles would come in, but so far they haven't, and she can't seem to understand why. A source close to the situation even said, "I think it's quite interesting to have known her to see what it's like in LA for her. I've got lots of friends who live there. Who knows what their reputation is like, and it's changed a lot. I think that the thing is that you forget that in Hollywood, royalty isn't someone with a title. It's J-Lo, it's Sharon Stone, it's Beyonce, it's the Kardashians. That's the royalty there." Not only that, but it seems like the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are scratching their heads over why they're being ignored by the celebrity elite. That's because they're not one of them. The tipster added, and also the Obamas or Clintons, if you've been in office apart from Trump, then you're seen as being a top dog. I think they've underestimated that in many ways. I think they came in and thought that the number one people on the block, and they're not really. They're kind of quite far down in the pecking order, to be honest. And I think that's been an issue with them, in the sense of stepping down.